He actually showed up to his mother's funeral carrying balloons. After all the relatives left, he used the balloons to block the security camera above. Then he opened his mother's casket, pulled out a corpse from the ventilation shaft, and placed it inside his mother's coffin. The man then hammered the nails back into the casket. He thought he'd pulled off the perfect crime, but just then, strange sounds came from inside the coffin. Earlier that day, the man was rushing to his mother's funeral when he got distracted by a phone call and accidentally hit a dark figure. When he got out to check, he discovered he'd killed a man, being a well-known police officer in the area. He knew his career would be over if anyone found out, so he dragged the body into his trunk and fled the scene. When he arrived at his mother's funeral, he was racking his brain trying to figure out how to dispose of the body. That's when he spotted the mortuary's ventilation shaft and came up with a plan. He found the shaft's exit, opened the vent cover, tied a toy figure to a rope meant for moving bodies, and dropped it into the ductwork. Back in the chapel, he used a remote control to guide the toy forward. He pried open the casket's wooden nails with his shoelaces and removed his mother's coffin lid. Then he tried to remote control the toy again, but the device malfunctioned. He had no choice but to take the crucifix from his mother's chest and use it to hook the toy. The man then desperately pulled the rope, and after considerable effort, finally dragged the corpse into the chapel. Meanwhile, security was heading his way. He stuffed the body into the casket, hammered each wooden nail back in place with his shoe, replaced the vent cover, put on his suit jacket, and acted like nothing had happened. He sat calmly in his chair, trying to look composed, but just then a cell phone started ringing inside the coffin. The man was terrified. Security was about to arrive in the hallway any moment. When the guard opened the door, he found the man sitting grief-stricken in front of the casket. The next day, he buried his mother's coffin in the ground and finally breathed a sigh of relief. Life returned to normal. Then he caught a new case. The suspect they needed to apprehend was the very man he'd killed that night. He was absolutely terrified. They headed to the victim's residence, and fortunately his colleagues came up empty-handed. Just when he thought he could finally leave, he spotted tire marks from that night's accident scene. Even worse, there were surveillance cameras at the crash site. The man instantly panicked. Will he manage to get away with it? Today's recommendation is the Korean film, A Hard Day. Unfortunately, due to copyright restrictions, I can only share this much with you. Those interested can search for the original movie. Thanks for watching. See you next time.